This is definitely not the video I wanted to make, but you guys know that I believe in transparency and I just want to be honest with you guys. So here it is. Hello, hello. Welcome back to another installation of What Would Lou Do. I've got a fairly straightforward video for you guys today. Not really one of the thrills and frills type of videos, especially in this situation. I've got a lot of information that you guys really do need to know. I know a lot of times content creators can kind of paint it that way to give you this sense of urgency to hang on until the very end, but I'm not kidding around here. I have a lot to disclose about our experience, things that you guys don't usually get to see or find out. So it's going to be sort of a review mixed in with looking at some of the upgrades the company has released and sent to us, by the way. They did send us this, so you know, keep that in mind as well. And we actually have two on the table here. So that separates us from a lot of the content creators that always like to use that tagline, a sample size of one. We've sampled two of them, and you're gonna be pretty interested to find out what our experience has been. So definitely stay tuned because we've got a lot of ground to cover here. For those of you that may not know yet what an XP Pro is, who is Fusion Firearms, who is Ermox, I'll do a brief rundown of who they are, what the gun is, what all comes with it, if we've had problems, and just make a day of it, right? XP Pro, right there. So the box would give you the indication that it is made in good old America, but it is not. It is a Turkish import, so similar to TSAS, similar to Military Arms Corporation. Canik for many years has had Turkish imports. So basically Fusion Firearms has worked together with Ermox, which is the manufacturer, and Fusion Firearms is the US distributor. And then you get the Pistola in a hard case here. I do like the case. I would have preferred a range bag, but the case, right, so get your manual as well. But the case looks pretty cool. So you've got the Fusion logo on one side, you've got the Ermox, the X on the other. Then this is where your Pistola fits. It comes with two 17-round magazines, which are Glock style magazines. They aren't Glock magazines. I will get into what type of magazines will work with it and everything like that. You get two optics plates. Both of them have laser engraved what fits on each of those plates, and a little toolkit right there. And then, of course, here are the Pistolas. So, got one black,
how dare you,
one chrome as they call it. There are actually quite a few color variations that you can get with these. The one on the right here, this is the stock version. I've not changed anything on this. I've just installed an optic and a light. This one is the one with all the upgrades. And so again, the purpose of the video, let you decide whether or not this is something that you may be interested in purchasing in the future. Or if you already have, like the stock version, are these upgrades really worth the money? Because they ain't cheap. Okay, so here is the chrome version, and this is stock from the factory. I'm really just gonna hit the differences between the two. First and foremost, the grip, okay? The grip is something that they have changed. It got a lot of negative feedback. I also share those sentiments because the texture here was just very, very lacking. As far as width goes, front to back is where it's a lot wider than many of your traditional 2011 grips. Side to side, it's about the same as any other grip, I would say. It also has a tiny bit of checkered sort of prickle grip on the front and back, but virtually non-existent. Especially with the finish that's on it, it just feels like it could slip around a lot when your hands start to get sweaty. So here is one of the later iterations. This is the one that you can purchase for this model, they now have a even more updated version on the new compensated model. And it's similar to this style. It just looks a lot tighter, a lot finer. Instead of it being embedded, they kind of stacked it on, which I pointed out to them I thought looked like a major eyesore. Not only was the grip wide this way, but now it's wide this way as well, because you can see there how much that stacks it up. So you're getting a lot fatter there. Definitely a beefy grip. However, with this texture and the checkering in the front and the back, it's a lot better, especially here and here. That's where I feel like the biggest improvement is. This here, it's okay. I did notice that the design is kind of poorly put together. You can see there the pattern stops there, and also it is incomplete around this this hole here, right? There's quite a few circles that are not even put in there. So you can see they have an extended slide stop, and it does also come with a low profile one, as they refer to it. Personally, I like this one because it allows you to not have to break your grip. You can just pop it and boom, it's good to go. Okay. The safety is basically your traditional safety. I will touch more on the safeties because there was a bit of an issue you guys may or may not be aware of. If not, then you better keep your eye on it. So here you can see they sent us a thumb ledge, and it is a big one, definitely a big one. You can use it as a slide release. You just got to hit it more toward the bottom, which feels really weird. But the main focus is to hold that nose of the gun down and pow, 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 right? That, I will admit, does work pretty well. I wouldn't use anything like that unless I was shooting like competition, because it's going to be hard to find a holster to accommodate for such a humongous ledge there. But as far as competition shooting, I think it would work perfectly. As well as the wide body safety, it's on both sides. So if you happen to be a lefty, you can get that width on both sides. And that's really for those who do the traditional style of riding the safety. I don't personally do that. I just put my thumb on the back like so, and that avoids me having any sort of irritation there from any sort of hot spots on the safety. But so those two upgrades, I would say, are beneficial. It just depends on if it's up your alley or not. And lastly, the barrel. So if you look here at the barrel, it's just basically your traditional 2011 barrel. And you can see they have this window cut here. And since then, they have actually released a barrel that has ports in it. So if we pull this back, you see the ports right there. Now this is an interesting placement of the ports. It's on the side, it's not V-porting, and it's not on the top. So in my opinion, it doesn't help as much to keep the nose of the gun down, but what we're going to do is shoot these side by side in slow-mo, and you guys can tell me whether or not you think the compensator is efficient or not, because for me right now the jury's still out. Okay. I locked back because of the big old thingamabob there. So now I want to move on to my experience with the firearms themselves and talk about any issues that I've had, if any, or many. And then I'll get into my opinion of the company overall and where I see our relationship going with them and so on and so forth. Together, between these, I have 1,000 rounds, well over 1,000 rounds. I would like to tell you that they've been 100% reliable, but that would be a total lie. However, there's a caveat. This one has been 100% reliable as far as firing goes. This one has not. This one I definitely have had some issues with. So I did tell you that I was going to mention the safety. Both of these models, unfortunately, the safety fell off. Like it literally just fell off. One of them it fell off in the box, and one was, it just came off when I was messing with it. And when it happened to me the first time, I reached out to them and asked them, I was like, hey, are you guys aware of any kind of issues with your safeties? Just, you know, because I had mine fall off. It's like, no such thing. Well, I had it happen twice, so I don't think that that's a non-issue. I think it's just either very low reported or the influencers and everybody just didn't mention it, because again, we're not going on one Pistola here. This is two different ones had the same problem. So another issue I've had with this one specifically, let me go ahead and just preface that by saying this one, like I said, has been fine as far as reliability goes. The only thing I had with this one was rust issues. When I first got it, there was major rust on the inside and the underside and like just all over it, you know. Definitely wasn't happy about that. But, you know, cleaned it up a little bit, put some oil on it and everything. And for the most part, you can barely notice it. But the finish on this one was crap, and the safety issue. Other than that, she's been basically 100% reliable. Haven't had really any issues with it at all. I installed all this here very recently, and so I shot at stock for quite a while, and it was pretty fun to shoot. Where my problems lie is in this one. By the way, these mags I don't like the mags. They feel ultra cheap. They just, I don't know, they just feel like they should be made much, much better. And for what they are, I feel like you should have put 3 in there at least. With this one, I was getting a constant issue where I would shoot, pow, 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 16 rounds, it would lock back, 1 round left in this magazine. Is that one magazine? No, it would happen sporadically too. And that would happen in the Fusion Firearms magazines. That would happen in the Magpul magazine. And also Glock mag, an actual Glock mag. Same thing. It kept leaving 1 round in the chambers. They sent me a replacement slide stop thinking that maybe that was the issue. Replaced it. No difference. I'm really not sure what the issue is as far as it leaving 1 round in the magazine, but that's dangerous, because if you thought like, oh yeah, well, it's empty, and then you just do like that. I had a weird issue there where the trigger
You still got a round in there.
Huh?
You still got a round in there.
Yeah, so like she said, my camera lady just told me I have a round still in there, and look at that. And then, you know, you're just kind of messing around with it. Now, yes, if you're following the 4 basic firearm rules, you won't have your finger on the trigger until you're ready, but not everyone always does that. And so let's just say, for instance, for example, you did just release that slide, and now you have a round in the chamber, which you are completely unaware of, and somehow you accidentally pull that trigger. That might be a very bad day for someone. You know what I mean? Okay, no issues there.
There is one in there.
You are correct. There is another round in that magazine. Look at that. Interesting. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that because still reviewing this thing, and all these things have to be accounted for because that's definitely not safe, that happening right there. Also, I believe I got a stovepipe on this one. Failure to go into battery as well. It's been a mess. It's been a real mess, you know? If it wasn't for this one, I would definitely be like, do not get an XP Pro, stay away. But I have seen the other side, so that leaves me torn on whether or not I should recommend these to you guys. Like I said, this one's been reliable. It feels good in the hand. It's rough around the edges, but they have listened to people. Not to me, but they did listen to people, and they have made a lot of improvements upon the comp version. However, after this review, they're probably not going to send us one, but we'll see. But another reason I'm torn between recommending this and not is because of the experience I've had with the company overall. It was like 8.5, 9 months. We finally received one of the XPs, which was this one, the black right here. The irony is that I was supposed to receive one of these. They asked, which one would you like? I said the chrome. What did I get? This one. Okay, no big deal. I reached out and I was like, hey, I thought we were supposed to get the chrome version. Oh, wow, yeah, sorry about that mix-up. We can get you one, but it's probably going to be like 4 weeks before we can get it back to you. And I was like, oh, 4 weeks? I don't know about that. And I was like, well, you need to strike while the iron's hot, right? So I was like, no, I'll just hang on to this one. That way I can get the review out quick. Long story short, I didn't end up getting that review out. I had a bunch of delays with a bunch of health problems and just craziness going on, right? But I think they didn't really give me any grief because they made me wait so long. And so, you know what I mean? So we end up receiving this one, but then I start having problems with it. They try to send me some parts to fix that. I get those parts, but now they send me this baggie full of stuff, which was this grip, the barrel, all that other stuff. Well, the grip did not fit the magwell. And it was like, oh yeah, just tap it on there with a hammer. I popped that thing quite a lot. It just did not line up. So something was wrong in the machining there. Something did not work because it fit with the original grip. And I had 2 of them, and the magwell only fit on one of them. That kind of made me, you know, question, okay, is there quality issues over at Fusion? Then while I was taking the original grip off to put this one on, the screws stripped. So I sent off for the screws, which never arrived. If you look, these screws right here are not the same style as these. Why is that? Because I borrowed these off of, what was it, the Mac 9, because I've swapped it out with the Prodigy grip. And so I had these screws left over, luckily. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to put this grip on because, like I said, those screws never came. There's just been one thing after another, after another, after another. One of the last long conversations I had with them was about the issues I was having with it. They were like, well, you could send it back to us and we could check it out and see if we can resolve the problem. And I was like, well, yeah, that would be probably in your best interest because then we get it and we say, oh yeah, Fusion totally resolved the issue and took care of it and now it runs great. And it never went anywhere beyond that. Read the message, never responded. Things like this speak volumes, you know, and like they say, first impressions are everything. So I take all this into consideration and I'm like, should I recommend the XP Pro to our viewers? And that answer is nah, I don't think so. At least not this version, because again, I've had 2 of them now and both of them had their fair share of problems. I'm looking at it from a customer service perspective, right? If you are on the receiving end and have to get warranty work done, are you going to get some screws that never show up? Or are you going to get your message read and never responded to? I just don't know about those type of things. For me, the bad has just been too many things for me to be like, yeah, go ahead, get it. It's great. It's awesome. I don't know if any of the other influencers have had these sort of issues. I think a lot of them are kissing rump, if you want the truth. I really don't know if you should get one of these or not, man. Like, I'm just gonna put that out there for you guys, and if you decide to get it, it's gonna be on you. So as far as where do I see Fusion Firearms and What Would Lou Do going from this point forward? Well, in all honesty, I don't think they'll be happy with this review, but it is what it is. I have a duty to you guys to be honest. These aren't blenders. These aren't toasters I'm reviewing here, right? These are something that someone is potentially gonna bet their life on. So when I have issues, I take it very seriously, and I have to bring that forward to you guys. I hope, anyway, that they will be understanding and not, hold this against us and have a second go around and be like, well, hey, here, try the new model and see what you think now. But I would want to see not only that firearm, all those improvements that are made, but also the relationship. You hear Bob talk a lot about the influencers, and I hate that you refer to us as that. I'm not an influencer. I am a content creator. I am one of you guys, okay? I'm not trying to influence you to buy anything. I am one of the few honest voices out there. I haven't seen anyone else have any sort of things like this to say about these guns. But be that as it may, if you guys want to get one, get one. If you don't want to get one, I wouldn't fault you. So I know there was a lot of information covered in this. It was very talk heavy, very dialogue heavy, but as you can see, I had a ton of things that I felt like you guys need to know. And so with that, I believe the video has come to a close. If you found this video helpful, we ask that you strike that like, swell that bell, subscribe and vibe with us and make us feel all appreciated, baby. We appreciate you guys for watching. As we always say, seek the Lord while he may be found. Call upon him while he is near, because he is near unto those that be of a broken heart, and save such that be of a contrite spirit. You draw near to God, he will draw near to you. He resists the proud, but he gives grace to the humble. So cast yourselves down before the Lord, and he will lift you up. Till next time, my friends, take care and God bless.